It's been a little bit since we've done a mail time episode. I wanted to showcase some of the cool stuff that got sent in. And I also have a new P.O. box, which is down in the video description. But let's go ahead and get into it. Now, honestly, I really like getting some of these letters, just some really cool thank you notes. So this one is from Elsa, who is basically saying, thanks for inspiring me to start a small garden of my own. I live in Silicon Valley. I don't have much of a backyard, and it's dominated by my German Shepherd since he loves to play outdoors. So it sounds like she's planted a few vegetables. She doesn't know if she has a green thumb. She doesn't know if her dog's sending them bad vibes, but she's staying hopeful that things are going well. So you know what? The first time you garden, it is always like that. The first time I gardened, I grew hydroponic cucumbers that tasted so disgusting. My brother said he almost threw up. And so you're doing better than that. And look what happened to me. So I'm sure you're going to be completely fine. Thank you for this note, Elsa. Really appreciate that. Next, this is a really cool letter. This is from Miss Jeanette Johnson. She sent an entire packet of ideas. Now, this was sent a while back. This was a letter that was talking a lot about some of the stuff I'm doing on the homestead for water and energy systems. So she's got quite a bit of notes here. But what I thought was really cool is she sent over some ideas for rainwater catchment. So here you have an IBC tote with a tarp that has a hole cut out in the middle so you can collect even more surface area of rainfall. You've got a water catchment basin here. You have another one right here that is pretty interesting. This is just like an overlay of a property. And then you also have some cool water tank designs that don't necessarily look like they're water tanks. So you get a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal. So very nice letter. Thank you so much, Jeanette. And her little link to share is the Turtle Creek Fire Brigade, turtlecreekfire.com. Alrighty, next up we have my friend Ben Berger, who I talked to quite a bit on Instagram, sent me out copies of his 2 books. So he's a chef, professional chef. This one's called Success on the Line. I believe it is about being successful on the line in a kitchen. So I am really excited to thumb through this one of these evenings when I have a little bit more time. And it looks like he's done a book about his dog, which is called The Detective Diego Mysteries. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. So maybe I'll crack into this one as well. Thank you so much for these, Ben. Always love chatting to you over on Instagram. Next up, we have this one. Now, this is kind of a special one here. Now, some of you know that, it's not just me here on the Epic Gardening team. We have a bunch of people that are helping out in some capacity or another. I've got an assistant. And one of the longest members of the Epic Gardening team is a woman named Clarisa who lives in the Philippines. I love being half Filipino. I just love working with Filipinos. It's just a really easygoing vibe. And Clarissa's been a pretty much invaluable member of the team for a long time now, well before anyone even knew Epic Gardening was even in existence, basically. And so Clarissa's husband, June, fell ill about a month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. And it turns out it looks like what he has is NMOSD, which is a chronic inflammation of the brain. And so he's having some really serious issues. And we did this massive fundraiser on Instagram, on GoFundMe, and the epic garage sale I had as I left my old property. I dedicated the funds of that garage sale to Clarissa as well. And it turns out she has a relative here in California who sent out some really neat little skincare and body care products. So I'll go over these, and then just a really sweet handwritten note here, which I won't read, but very heartwarming note here. So the things that she sent out here: eucalyptus oil mixture, skin, hair, and body. So 2 of those, as well as a eucalyptus oil mixture with coconut oil. So I'll find a way to use these, and just really cool to see the Epic Gardening community come together and raise. I think we raised almost $15,000 for them, which is well more than the average salary per year in the Philippines. And one of their hospital bills alone was $12,000 US. And so without that funding that we all raised, and I also donated quite a bit just personally, they pretty much would have had to like sell their house, sell their car, do something drastic just to get the bills paid. And so this is just a little token from one of her relatives, which was certainly appreciated, though not needed, but definitely appreciated. So thank you to her for sending that out. Next, we have Monique sent out some amazing stuff. It's known publicly now that I'm a lover of Boba Tea. Really love it. And so Monique sent out tapioca pearls, and then more tapioca pearls, And then purple yam, black soybean powder, and then honey powder, and then cane sugar, boba straws. I've got various different types of teas here. These are those blooming teas. I've got, look, this one's a white spice of life. This one is caramel almond herbal tea. But she also sent out a pretty cool little tea brewing kit. And I have one of these white blooming teas. So you can see the balls expand into something like this, which is really neat. And so this works by just, you place it on top. So you brew the tea in here and then you just place it on top of your cup. And this depresses, and as you can see, the water will spill out like that. So I've got every ingredient I need, I think, to make boba tea at home. So who knows, if you guys are interested in that, maybe that'll show up on the channel. But a huge thank you to Monique for sending those out. Very, very kind and generous gift there. Now let's move on to our next one, which is from, I believe, let's see. This one's from Angelica Montanari. So she sent me some really cool bamboo plant labels. This is going to be great for my grow bags, great for the raised beds. Excited. It looks like it also comes with a little marking pen. So these will be great, and they're probably quite reusable. And then when they're not reusable or they're a little too degraded, I'll just toss them in the compost. So thank you to Angelica for that. That's a really, really cool and thoughtful gift. And then we also have, I believe, some letters here. So this one is from Nicole in Hudson Valley, who says, I discovered your channel earlier when the illness was at its peak here in New York State. And I'm an essential employee working in mental health and was and still am grieving the death of my grandmother. I'm sorry to hear that. I was seeking out some therapeutic things and found epic gardening. Well, that's awesome. It seems like a lot of people have come to gardening for some sort of coping mechanism with just like everything that's going on in the world right now, which is just, you know, obviously I wish it would have happened another way for people to get interested in gardening, but I'll take what I can get at least and hope to spread the gardening message. So she sent out some really cool seeds here. These are from Hudson Valley Seed Company. So this is cerinthe major, gorgeous foliage. That disturbed me. Gorgeous foliage, purple blooms, beloved by pollinators, and then blue jade sweet corn. So my unique corn collection is growing. So thank you to Nicole for that. And then I got a cool little note here from Jessalyn Summer. She just says, thank you. Your videos helped me get through quarantine. I have a tiny 1-bedroom apartment and I never thought I could garden until I found your videos. So really, that's what I'm all about, is like, even if you're right, there's certain things you cannot grow in that area, there's still something you can grow. And that's kind of the whole point. Now we're gonna finish it off here with my friend Dan from the Green Sunshine Company. He sent out actually 4 bags of this right here. This is called Earth Dust, and it's very similar to an azomite or rock dust style of product. So I'll show you the front and then I'll read off some of the characteristics here. So it's a 3-1-2. Each of these bags is 4 pounds, and the instructions are to mix 3 to 5 tablespoons of base in per gallon of soil. Keep the soil moist for 2 to 4 weeks to cook, as in for that microbial life to start to actually work its way through the soil. If you're using it in coconut coir, you can add about 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of coconut coir, of this into coconut coir. So it's a really cool product. It is more than rock dust. So the ingredients in this: alfalfa meal, azomite, steamed bone meal, distiller's grains, humic acid, etc., etc. So it's sort of a compilation or a super amendment, if you will, because even just having azomite as the second ingredient, within azomite, there's quite a bit of components within that. So it's a really cool one. I'm gonna be experimenting with it, especially in my grow bags, to recharge the grow bags. But man, what a haul this time for mail time. Always really grateful and always super fun. Feels like it's Christmas every time I open one of these bags. So thank you to everyone who sent things out, and hopefully I'll be doing more of these in the future. But until next time, good luck in the garden and keep on growing.